Hey guys, how's it going? Captain Foley here. Kind of got the new setup going on down here with it's still not set up 100% yet, so you guys are getting a sneak peek. But yeah, been working on this and getting this set up. My main computer's right here. As you guys can see. Figured I would do the live down here today because I finally got the chair moved down here. I got my other desk set up, so we're kind of in a good spot here. Things are getting set up. Things are going to be new and different, but yeah, hit that like button, guys. All right. So today we're here to talk about season 4, episode 3, called Choose to Live. Which, when I heard the name, I'm like, why does that sound so familiar? And then quickly found out that yes, it was from the co-op a lot, which, is cool. So, where are we here? I gotta pull up the live here. There we go. Look, Captain Foley's live right now. Who would have known? So hi everybody. Hi Eric. Hi Fleetpaw. Hi Joseph. Attack of the Space Ninjas. It's not a new ready room. This is the basement. This is the new official office setup going on. So yeah, still got a lot to do. This is just a rough setup for now, but I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it'd be cool. Actually, what I wanted to do, put this up a little higher. There we go. There. Is that better? That's kind of cooler. Sure. All right. So, who here has seen the episode? I've seen it a few times now, and I really like it. I think it's really good. It's a return to Star Trek. It actually feels like a Star Trek episode from Discovery, which is a beautiful change of pace. We don't get Star Trek episodes from Discovery. We get generic sci-fi, shoot 'em ups, beat 'em ups action from Discovery. So this was a nice change of pace. Tilly's character's back. Stamets is on point. You see the Navarre Science Academy. There's a lot of really cool stuff in this one, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I am looking forward to discussing it with you guys and hearing your thoughts on it, because it's a new episode of Trek, and it was actually Trek. Like, plus we got a new ship, which of course we'll have an episode on this weekend. Saturday is on the ship itself, and then on Sunday is the interior. So all right, just popping in to set my like. Haven't been able to watch yet. Oh well, thanks for stopping in, Mark. Good to see you. Sebastian, aka Space Daddy, Trekyards. I actually found the Tilly stuff annoying. Her behavior is childish in parts, and that's fine. I mean, it's more of a return to the Tilly that I know and love from season 1. Plus, she looks really good in this episode. Like, the last couple episodes, she's looked very depressed and downtrodden, and yeah, I get it. It's part of what she's dealing with. This one, she was more upbeat. She felt more like Tilly to me, so I've kind of missed that from her, and it was a nice change of pace to see that. So, we have that. Area 51, $2. Hashtag first strike. There you go. Good job, Area 51. Just finished the episode. It was awesome. Zachary says I have to binge watch Discovery to get caught up, and I finally got caught up late last week. Cool. James says the moon turned into a giant hibernation ship to save an entire species was a really cool sci-fi Star Trek concept. Yes, going back to the episode For the World is Hollow and I've Touched the Sky, where they actually have an asteroid that is a ship, and they've been living on it. They don't realize that they're on a ship. It's a great sci-fi concept and very Star Trek. That's what I mean. This episode feels so Star Trek on so many different levels, and I think that's great. So yeah, I think it feels like Star Trek again, and that's something that's pretty cool. So sorry for the noise. Basements. Yes, the USS Credence is the name of the ship. Very cool ship. Fat Produce, this episode was kind of meh to me, but I'm biased. Well, there you go. That's fine. I want to see more of the USS Credence. It looked very Starfleet. It did. I wasn't a fan of the interior. The interior was very Discovery. It was Discovery sets, not even redressed, which was really annoying. So it's like 900-year-old aesthetics for the interior of the ship. That doesn't make any sense. So we have a video coming out talking about that, but you know, it is what it is. It was still great to see that first epic shot of a ship, have it be a new ship, and you know, doing something cool. Like that was very Star Trek. So yay. MC kept thinking the Herc until they revealed the species. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool too. And very alien-like aliens. So again, that was a big home run for me, and felt very Star Trek-y. So again, thought that was great. Mark Lawrence, $5. Money for yous, then I have to goes. Oh, thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. Tilly got her groove back. Well, she's getting there. She's getting there. Sarah recommends Tilly for the mission. Later on, a ninja decapitates her. That would have been awful. But yeah, that could have definitely happened. So, you know. Did the first officer know that Dilithium had a tracker? Why would he sacrifice his life for bait? Well, it wasn't bait. It was specifically for, and yes, they all knew that they had trackers, but it was specifically for somebody else. So he wasn't really sacrificing his life for it, I guess. I see what you're saying, but it's a very good question, actually. I don't know. It was kind of silly of him now that I think about it. David said, I have not seen any Discovery or Picard. Have I really missed anything? Yeah, I would say so. I would say definitely check them out. Picard Season 2 is supposedly going to be really good, as is Season 3, which they're filming back-to-back. So I would say yes, go check that out. But, you know, it's up to you, personal taste. So it was a very TOS premise. Yes, it was, absolutely. Eric Martin, $5. Kind of slow and not as good as the first two episodes. Not as strong a plot and maybe too many storylines in one episode. Wow, totally disagree with you, man. Totally disagree with you. I thought it was perfect. It was almost like a perfect episode of Star Trek. It had a few little issues here and there, but overall, I love the pacing. I love the stories. There was only 3 stories, and the C plot with Gray and the new body was very short, very to the point, done very well, I think. The Navarre Science Academy one, again, perfectly done. I love seeing Booker. I love the fact that he got a little bit of resolution with his problem. The Navarrian president, again, just like I said, just seeing Navarre and seeing the Navarrian Science Institute was also very cool. Plus, the book and Stamets stuff was good as well. So, I mean, that was awesome. And, of course, the Tilly and the Kawat Malat storyline. I think that worked out really well. Although there's one clear scene on the ship where they're doing the fight, and you can tell that it's definitely Tilly's stunt double and not Tilly. But, you know, that is what it is. So, it's fine. Chuck A, the DS9 callbacks were great. What DS9 callbacks? Fleetpaw Swiftback, $5. Odds that the grave robbers were Ferengi? Latinum in their blood? Pretty good odds, I'd say. Not necessarily. We saw one fighting in the reflection of the eyeball of one of the aliens. and didn't look Ferengi, so I would say no. It's just 900 years in the future. The Ferengi aren't going to still be hot for Latinum. You know what I mean? So Scott says it was a very old school episode, reminding me of DS9 with the character stuff, especially. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Jason O definitely felt like modern Trek should be. The whole season just has this Trek vibe I'm digging. Yeah, this season is proving to be very good so far. So, the Credence is the most Starfleet vessel so far on Discovery. That's true. Did anyone else get a Species 8472 vibe until they revealed the species name? No, I didn't even actually think about that once until you just said that. So, no. No. Colin Barrett, I like the new ship. Looking forward to the Trekyards breakdown. That'll be on Saturday, as I said. For the exterior shots, for the interior shots, that'll be on, or for the interior discussion, that'll be on Sunday. Seems like Burnham resolved the alien issue very easily, in my opinion. Yeah, well, it's just a malfunctioning cryosleep thing. They should have woken up like forever ago. So, you know, it's not that big of a deal. The scene of the aliens going to the new homeworld was beautiful. It was very good, yes. Did they figure out the space distortion can show up anywhere at any time? They didn't figure that out, no. They didn't figure out why that is the case. Tilly is more or less repeating her character development arc from insecure to secure. Well, we'll have to see. At least they had something to her to do this episode. The last two episodes, she was very uncharacteristic for Tilly, so. Hey, Cap, what's that lighted mouse pad you got there? It looks pretty cool. It's just that. It's a big, long, lit mouse pad that Sylvia got me. It's got a whole bunch of, like, almost like Discovery-esque L-cars on it. So yeah, and that changes color too. So fancy. Maybe I'll do that. Let it pulse the different colors. There you go. Scott Clark, I wonder if the species from the Sleeper Moon ship may have encountered a DMA before. Possibly. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt they'll go that route. Like, these are the saviors. Come to think of it, wouldn't the sphere data at Azora be able to help figure out what the DMA is? Possibly, yeah. The sphere data might, for sure. But yo, where are we at? They handled these plots perfectly. All had the right amount of time and story. I would say yes. Sebastian says, I found the character stuff overly emotional, for lack of a better word. It was too drenched with empathy. Everyone was trying hard to be nice. I'm at a loss for words to describe it. Wow, I totally disagree. This was like so unemotional as far as an episode of Discovery goes. There was no crying and whining from Burnham. She was very much a captain. Tilly wasn't overly emotional either. Saru was very kind and very mentor-esque with his advice. Book even didn't go over the top with his reactions to what was going on. Stamets was a little bit emotional and hot-headed when, you know, the Vulcans, or the Navarians basically told him that his hypothesis was wrong. So, yeah, I kind of disagree with you on all counts there. Bookship is the new captain's yacht for this. Maybe, it's a shame it hasn't been named yet. And I was talking to Samuel earlier today, and I said that, and he made the suggestion of calling it the Queen's Gambit, because, you know, Grudge is a queen. And actually, the Queen's Gambit for the name of book ship is a fantastic idea. So, Discovery guys, if you're watching, yes, please do that thing. Realize I should have turned a light on over here so there wasn't so much shadow, harsh shadow. Like this setup is brand new today. I wasn't even going to move the computer down here, but decided to do it, and kind of happy I did, but haven't really moved in yet. It's a slow process, but yeah, I should have turned the light on over here, but this table's still in disarray, so. Folks projecting hard in chat. People have empathy. Laughing my ass off. No grudge in this episode. That's a good thing. I think there's a doggy under the desk. Yes, there is. There's a pug under the desk. Dot's upstairs. There are more and more Picard ties. Will they join the season 2? Or they join the 2 series in some way? I mean, it's a distinct possibility. They definitely could do it. There is potential to do so. I don't necessarily think that they will, but if done properly, it would be a good idea for Discovery to do that, to tie into Picard and vice versa. Like, try to, you know, make things better. Explain a few things. Tie some things together. Credence had a very low registry number. I wonder if they used ships from the mothball fleet after the burn. We suggest that in our discussion, but then we kind of talk ourselves out of it as well. So I would say check out our video tomorrow to really get those kind of, you know, discussion points. Did the Ferengi ever become part of the Federation? Yes, there's a Ferengi captain in the last episode at Starfleet Command, and there's also a Ferengi bartender on Discovery in this episode in the background, so yes. Hey, Multi-Gun Man. Matt says, I keep wishing they'd learn how to texture a ship besides Discovery. Fair enough point. Fair enough point. Was that the first time we see Discovery's 10 forward? Yes, it's the first time we saw Discovery's bar. It's not going to be a 10 forward. I get so sick of that reference. It's 10 forward. No, it's just bar. It's not on deck 10. It's not necessarily in the forward part of the ship. It's a bar. Vile Mike says, howdy folks, not going to stay as I have not seen the episode yet, but I wanted to say hi. I wanted to say, leave a like for Captain Foley and have a good insert relative time period here later. Well, thank you, Vile Mike. Much appreciated. The first officer of the Credence was an idiot. Just let them know the dilithium. You have plenty more. Yes. Although somebody forcefully coming aboard my ship might piss me off a little bit too, so I don't know. Hey, Cryptic Spider-Man is here. Lockdown says, terrible show, bad acting, horrible characters, female space Jesus, etc. I'll stick with Lower Decks, reruns, and Orville. No problem, man. Scott Clark, I don't usually do the emotional stuff. I'm a gruff Scotsman, but it was nice that when Adira had a scene with Gray at the end, the mind meld with Booker was really well done as well. Mind meld with Booker was awesome. The scene with Gray and Adira was well acted, for sure. I didn't care. I'm sorry, it wasn't emotionally impactful for me at all. But yes, it was very well acted. It was a good scene. It was a good idea. It just didn't quite fire on all the cylinders that they wanted it to for me, I don't think. So, Colin says, love the scene where they give Tilly the sword on Book's ship. Yes. And she drops it. Oh, I moisturized my hands this morning. It was awesome. It was awesome. So, I love the vintage TMP Enterprise mousepad. Oh, thank you. Yes. Had this like for years. This has been here through the whole length of Trekyards. So yeah, that's the mousepad that's always been a thing for Trekyards here. So. So it's okay, I'll get caught up. I'd rather be here even if I'm out of the loop. Well, thank you, Captain Picard. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Where are you going? You gonna go upstairs, Puggins? Want to come up and see me? Come on. Okay, you're gonna help read comments. You're gonna talk to the people about Discovery. You're gonna tell them that you hate Grudge too. That Grudge is stupid because Grudge is a cat. Oh, yeah. You don't always have to kiss me. No. I know. You don't like Grudge either. Grudge ain't no queen. That's just stupid. Yeah. You want to look at me, don't you? Yeah. Figured. You gotta stop. Okay, sit down. Fleet Paw, that is your opinion lockdown. That said, you appear to be in the minority here. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, so. Tilly didn't like mac and cheese. I know, what the hell, lady? Mac and cheese is awesome. I love Tilly's, like, even though your aversion to cheese is kind of weird because all humans seem to like cheese. And yes, cheese is awesome. You can eat it for every meal. You can have a cheesecake for dessert. You can have cheese on your omelet in the morning. You can have cheese. You could be bunged up with constipation real bad if you really want to be. Know what I'm saying? So, call it the Eureka Maru. Normally people in here say the exact same thing as lockdown. In Saba Newer says, normally people in here say the exact same thing as lockdown. Okay. I don't really get a lot of people that are like hating on shit in here, but if you think so. Fleetbot says, I like that idea, Trekyards. I don't know what idea you're talking about because I'm behind in the chat. So you'll have to like clarify for me. The Multi-Gunman, this is a very unemotional Trekyards live stream. Is it supposed to be emotional? I'm sorry if I've let you down in some way. Maybe he'll name it after his obliterated nephew. Oh, the Lido. Actually, it's a good name for a ship. So maybe the aliens will come up later for a reason. Probably. How about naming it Charles Xavier? Oh, the ship. Okay. Queen's Gambit. I think that's what Fleetbot was talking about. So we'll go with that. I keep getting Kai Wynn vibes from the Federation president. She's part Cardassian too. I don't. I think she's fucking great. I don't know why everybody's hating on the president so much. I think she's exactly what they need right now is a strong Federation president. I'm not getting any kind of sinister vibes from her at all, so. Stammet was a bit too much when talking to the Vulcans. Disagree as well. He wants to get this solved, and if you don't deal with Vulcans very often and you have a personality like Stamets, you're gonna be like that, so it's fine. I'd love crossover stuff, kind of a staple of Trek we haven't really seen this era. It's true. Admiral Vance's joke at the end had me in stitches. I think I like him more than Ross and Forrest. I would agree. They're all good for in their own ways, but Vance is really a good guy. I like Vance. Oh God, what if the anomalies attack tentacles from the finale of Picard? That would suck. We've talked about that. We've made that suggestion before. That would be weird, for sure. So. Scott Clark, Fleetpaw 7. Fleetpaw series, 7th season of DS9 taught me to never trust a Cardie. I've never trusted Cardies, and I never will. I can never forgive them for the death of my pug. Picard tying in with this would be interesting. I would be surprised if they did, although the anomaly being caused by Q. They moved the flamethrowers to the bar. Jonathan says it felt like they were trying to do a compilation of the worst plot points of Discovering Picard. Kelly and Stamets' characters are much better in writing and acting. Sturm Von Ulk says, evening, Captain. Well, good evening. You gotta get down. This is really uncomfortable for me. I love you so much, but this is not the couch. This is uncomfortable for you to sit on me in this chair. Do you understand? I think I hurt her feelings. All right. There's a whole bed under here for you. Look. A whole doggy bed. Lay on the doggy bed. There you go. Good girl. The poor pug doesn't understand. Chuck A, member for 21 months at the rank of Commander, so thank you so much, Commander. DS9 callbacks, Ferengi bartender, darts, and Lurian. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I can see that. The darts were cool, for sure. Wonder how much of Tilly is improvised by the actress. Don't know. This episode was a weird one for me. Had me tearing up in places, but scratching my head in other places. I don't get that. Where would it have you tearing up? I mean, I can see like with the Lido thing or whatever, but scratching your head, I don't get. So I don't really need clarification on that, but I'm confused. I gotta watch season 3 some more times. Any Star Trek I have to watch a bunch of times. Jason says, I sat down and smoked a Fat J and had a blast. LOL. How do other people watch shows? Always analyzing. Does Adira still have a symbiote, or did they transfer it to the synth body? Who has the memories of the previous hosts? Well, her synthetic body's brain would have the memories of the previous hosts, as well as the symbiont, I would assume. I think they put the symbiont in her body. That was never really clarified, actually. So that's a very good question. And I don't know the answer. Fleet Paw puts in $2. Plugins. Grudge is a queen. Cats are cool too. Adira has the worm, no? Yes. Yes, Adira does have it. Yes, you're absolutely right. What is happening here? Oh, stellar cartography. This one always acts up. Goddamn stellar cartography. Never works fine. Never works properly. I blame you. This week I didn't have the energy to watch. Happy to hear everyone's reactions, though. Naming book ships the Queen's Gambit was a good idea. Gotcha. Thank you, Squadron Course, for staying nice, mousepad. Appreciate it. Stamets' new theory on being a wormhole is interesting. That means something is trying to come through from somewhere, right? Possibly. Discovery is hard to watch. It's not the same as the other treks. That's true. This episode, however, felt very TOS and TNG-ish. I really like the story in this one. There's just so many good Star Trek points. It felt like a Star Trek episode. So, yes, Discovery is a little bit different, hard to watch at times, but it is what it is. Need an Indiana Jones scene where they just shoot the people with swords. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Bird of Prey 5. How are you, good sir? Oh, Bird of Prey's here. Yeah, Bird of Prey, how's it going? For some reason, Discovery's new bar reminded me of that French bar hologram on Voyager's holodeck for the first 2 seasons. Ah, yes. There appears to be an alien life form on your lap there, Captain. Well, there was, yes. I got a feeling they moved the symbiont to the golem. They never clarified. I doubt it. If it's in Adira, which yes it is, that wouldn't make much sense. Honestly, it might be dangerous. So why would they do that? I don't know. I'd say no. Mr. Atoz says, "Nice shirt. Where can I find one?" I got this in a Loot Crate and Star Trek Mission Crate. I got 2 of them because I got 2 of the same Mission Crate because they screwed up. So, I'm assuming Adira can't have the symbiont removed. I could show how she would die if they tried to remove it. That's also my thinking. Squadron Course, I'm thinking about adding a bar to my ship in my book, but I see it as being more like Fight Club. Wait, does that mean I shouldn't talk about it? Yes, you should not talk about Fight Club if you know the rules of Fight Club. So don't do that. Vulcan's very unhelpful. They were logical. They examined all the information, found out that the one missing element, one out of the 5 elements needed for a primordial wormhole were absent. Therefore, Stamets' theory that it's a primordial wormhole is wrong. It's very logical. It's very Vulcan. It definitely works. So I have no issues with it. Sturm von Ulk, since the wormhole aliens and prophets are not in a linear timeline, Brooks could appear in Star Trek Discovery through a wormhole. Should be interesting with a partial Cardassian president. Oh, Cisco. I don't think... I would love for Cisco to come back. However, Avery Brooks won't, so I don't want Cisco to come back. I don't want to be recast. That would just be not cool. So... the whole last season threw me off. They go way in the future and everything is not really right. The Federation is all different. Earth is not part of the Federation. It's true, it's 900 fucking years in the future. Lots happened. No issues with that. No issues with that at all. It seems like you just can't, you don't like change. I don't like change either, so I get it, but yeah. I wonder if it's prime timeline Klingons trying to break through into the Discoverse that's causing the anomaly. There you go. This was the most Star Trek Discovery has been. Totally agree with you, Darth Maul. I said the very same thing. So, hey Cap, I made it. What do you think of the new ship at the beginning of the episode? I thought it was pretty nice, and I really enjoyed the episode. And yes, it did feel TOS. I like the ship. Like I said, there'll be an episode about that on Saturday, so check that out. And tomorrow we're doing our, of course, edited review in the afternoon, and then our live review will be tomorrow night, and it'll be down here with this new backdrop, which you can't really see because I got the camera angled funny right now, so I'm not sure how it works with Adira being a human. That said, I think it would work the same if they were a Trill. They're dead for 93 hours. They're dead after 93 hours. Right. Then why can't Adira feel Tal anymore? I don't know. What the fuck is this shit? What has an ad on it? Nothing should have an ad on it. Fuck you, YouTube. Adding ads to things that shouldn't have ads. So bartenders wear gold Starfleet uniforms now? If they're an officer, yeah. Maybe there was no bartender present, so he just went behind the bar to make himself a drink and made one for somebody else at the same time. Who knows? Bird of Prey says, I'm afraid this is going to be a Bajoran wormhole and they send it back in time with tachyons. Ooh. China to the Bajoran wormhole would be kind of cool. Too much wokely crushers in this one. Jason says, Gray did say he could be a host again to no rebuttal, so he'll probably get another. Smart Smears. I thought the A plot was very clumsy. In the end of the episode, they never really justified having the Coatmalat person not just asking for dilithium or the Starfleet officers fight to the last breath for it. Okay, I agree the fight was a little stupid, and her not asking, I thought the same thing. Tilly tried to clarify that by saying that, you know, would need to know the name of the species and whatever. But honestly, if she had gone to Starfleet and said, I have found this ship, these people are in danger. Can we at least try to wake them up, or can you give me dilithium so I can move the ship if need be? Would have been a better idea than doing what she did. So, I'm wondering if Gray is Gray only, or this version of Gray that was mentally merged with all the symbiont memories. Ooh. I agree. It'd be my early Christmas present if Cisco came back, but not if they recast him. Avery Brooks is in his late 70s and doesn't seem interested, so I doubt we'll ever see him again. Cisco coming back would only work in like book format at this point, I think, and I'm sure somebody's probably done that. I honestly don't know. So, yeah. Darth Maul says she would have bound herself to those people's cause. Anyone blocking her from her pledge is an enemy. That's why she didn't ask. I don't know. I think there's other ways to go about asking or getting some dilithium. Like surely the Federation isn't the only one that has dilithium at this point. Surely somebody else is able to go find more dilithium. Although they do have the dilithium planet, so yeah, I guess they are kind of running in a monopoly at this point. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can see Earth becoming isolationist when under threat during the burn. Very believable. Yeah. I assumed when Z was talking, he was saying that the symbiote could only move over to the synth. I thought it would be dumb to take Tal out of Adira. I never even thought about it, so there you go. Squadron Course, $2. Not really a disco fan, but glad you guys liked it. Good to hear. Thank you so much. By the way, the Kawat Malat now have men. I thought I heard some men grunt in pain as they die. I didn't hear that. I mean, I need to rewatch it again before tomorrow's live, so I'll keep an ear out for it, but don't know. Robo-Guinan was busy, so someone was filling in for her behind the bar. Outside the A-plot, I like the rest. Also, I like that they really are just using the anomaly as a jumping off point for episodic stories. Yeah, it's kind of following the season 2 and 3 formula. Well, more season 2 with episodic feeling, but still bookend by the main story. And that works, actually, so I don't really have an issue with it. Ozzy, I'm not going to read that. I don't want to be spoiled for the next episode, and I haven't seen that, so I'm not going to. Squadron Course, what about a prequel show with Sherlock Lofton playing Cisco before he was assigned to DS9? No, we don't need that. Why do we need a prequel? We don't need a prequel. Please don't. Bird of Prey, why not just beam the dilithium away without killing anyone? Good question. SWTX Chaser, $5. Thank you so much. This episode feels like they are trying to pull Picard into disco. The Adir body will be the calling card for the creatures that made the anomaly. Ooh. Hey Donnie, how's it going? The men were mercenaries. Smart Mirrors. One thing I have to say is Tilly almost feels like a Lower Decks character at this point. It's not bad, but it's a tone I have to get used to taking place within a show like Discovery. I don't know what you mean by a Lower Decks character, just like comedic value? In which case I totally disagree with you. But let's see what it likes at. We got 51 likes. That's awesome, guys. If you haven't hit like yet, consider hitting that like button. This is the first time I asked for likes this live, so there you go. In Sabanur, I'm digging your thoughts on this episode, Cap. Thank you so much. Ryan says, I have trouble believing the Vulcans would accept the Coatmalap's custom of literally murdering anyone who doesn't agree with whatever they want. They're also integrated the Romulans into their society, so you got to take that into consideration. Who knows? Who knows, right? Early days, but I really like the flow of this series so far. Well, we're on season 4 of this series, so unless you're from England, where every season is a series, and it's not. A series is a series. DS9 is a series. It's got 7 seasons. I really hate this. The 7. This is series 7. No, it's not. It's season 7. Sorry, that's just a pet peeve of mine. I know it's a cultural thing, and it's what you guys say, but it's wrong. So, hashtag the British are wrong. Tilly was before Lower Decks, though. Yes, she was. Thank you, Ozzy. Yes. I'd still like a show about Sulu and the Excelsior, even though they'd have to recast Sulu. Colin says this episode really needed a cameo from Brent Spiner as yet another soon. Oh, good God. Good T Nice House. Did you notice the hologram guardian put his hand over Gray's golem and said he can't sense him? How could a hologram sense anything over a holographic transmission? Dana was not able to sense Dahl in Star Trek Picard. Because it's 900 years in the future. And we saw in the last episode that Stamets could interact with the ship and feel like he was actually there. And he actually made the observation of, oh, I can actually feel, like I didn't think it would feel this real. So they've upped their holographic game in 900 years. That's how. I think people keep forgetting that this is 900 years in the future. So as much as even the Discovery team has forgotten that it's 900 years in the future because they still use outdated sets for new ships, but that's another issue. It's 900 years in the future. A lot of your questions can be answered by, it's 900 years in the future. So, dilithium cannot be teleported or replicated, if I remember correctly. Well, you're wrong. It can be transported. So, it can't be replicated, but it can be transported. I can't believe Vulcan's doing that. Remember during Spock's Pond Fire how T'Pol's bodyguards basically put their weapons to Kirk's throats. Vulcans respect tradition. Hell yeah, they do. I'll be sad if Tilly moves on to a different ship. I feel her arc isn't quite over. I don't think she'll move on to a different ship. I really don't. I don't know what they're going to do with Tilly, but I don't think she's going to a different ship. Scotland, not England. Same thing. You're all one big island over there. You guys bicker and complain and whine that, we're different than each other. You're not. You're all England. Hate to break it to you, but the rest of the world knows that the whole island that you're on, because it's an island, it's pretty small. It's smaller than my province, is England. Sorry, Scotland. And I'm part Scottish, so, there's that. I'm also part Irish, so no offense, I'm just messing with you. But there really is no difference. Well, both England and Scotland are among the 4 home nations within the United Kingdom. Exactly, Donnie. That's like saying, if you're from this area, that Toronto, the greater GTA, is like Mississauga, Brampton, Etobicoke, Toronto, Mississauga. Like, you don't live in Mississauga, you live in Toronto. You don't live in Etobicoke, you live in Toronto. It's all Toronto. It's the greater Toronto area. Like, you're in Toronto. I'm sorry. Pissing a lot of people off tonight. It's okay. Also, it is Navarre. The blending of Romulan and Vulcan. Also, Romulans and Vulcans are very similar. Vulcans are just secretive about it. I think a lot of crazy shit goes on in Vulcan in 2300s. Yep, I'll just use a little imagination. There you go. Colin says, I am really hoping that before Discovery ends, Zora will somehow end up in Stamets' mind, lol. I just want Zora, or Discovery, to end up in the fucking nebula that it was in the short trek, Calypso. I need an answer to that. Don't tell me, like the showrunner said, it was just a one-off thing. We're not actually going to do that. It's like, no. That's not how that works. You can't do that. That's like a Star Trek what if in that case. Squadron Course, a little imagination can fix anything, especially with that tool from Picard. Yeah, the little Ocarina of Time flute thing. My favorite British accents is a received pronunciation, also known as BBC English. Canada is just America then. Yeah, or North America, absolutely. Hell, aren't the British Isles smaller than New York? Probably. Leave New York alone. Toronto is also on my bucket list, as is the rest of Canada, including the heart of it, Ottawa. I've been to supernatural British Columbia 5 times. Hezraz, also Vulcans send their kids to the desert to survive, to prove themselves, and non-canon Romulan youth have to prove their worth. If they can't, they have to fight someone to the death in their 20s. It's true. There's a lot of traditions going on with the Vulcans and the Romulans, so. My mom and I have been in New York a few times. I have no idea how they can make Calypso work. I'm writing it off, non-canon. Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably the case. However, it is sci-fi and it is Star Trek. They can make it work if they want to. It can happen. Some kind of temporal bullshit, some kind of whatever. They can make it happen. It's Star Trek and it's sci-fi, so anything's possible within the realms of that. So, I know it is non-canon, but I really like the main difference between the two is ideology and philosophy that diverge rather than the same as the pre-Surak Vulcans. Colin says, yeah, the British are going through a phase now where they are not quite sure who they are. Syracuse is on my... Wow, this... cold up there. All right, you guys, this is the point of the episode, which is around the hour mark, where people just go off topic and start talking about anything and everything, and that's cool. I love the hangout stuff, but I just want to give my wrap up on this episode real quick. I thought this episode was fantastic. This actually was a Discovery episode that felt like Star Trek, and that's refreshing as hell. Plus, we get Tilly back as Tilly. Burnham is awesome. She actually does a good job at managing her emotions for a change. Book isn't over emotional. It actually works very well that he got that little bit of a resolution from the mind meld. I like that. There's a lot that works in this episode. It felt very TOS and or TNG-ish in its approach to things. Plus we saw actual aliens, which looked alien, which was cool. And the whole sleeper ship idea of a moon that was turned into a ship to transport these people to their new homeworld was fantastic. It was a good idea. So yeah, a lot of Star Trek elements in this one. I really love this one. This is the best one of this season so far, and probably one of the better ones of Discovery overall. Didn't see anything on the bridge, but I mean, that's okay. Didn't see any of the bridge crew like Bryce or Reese, which is a bit of a shame. But like I said, Tilly was great. Burnham was great. Even Burnham's mom, who I can't really stand, was good in this episode. Book was awesome. Stamets was fantastic. I do love Stamets. Hugh was also amazing. Getting some advice from Saru about being a counselor and stuff. Again, Saru was great. Adira was good. Well acted. Gray was Gray. I mean, a little bit overacting, I think, at times, but overall, not too bad, not too bad. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Vance was great. That analogy of the orchestra and her being the conductor and him being the drums that sets the beat and the tone for everything, that keeps everything going, was fantastic. There's a lot of great stuff in this episode, and I know I've heard mixed things about this episode. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people loved it, but I really think it was done well. So that's my summation and my first reaction to this episode. I thought it was done well. Could it have been done better? Maybe, but overall, from Discovery, I think this was great. This was a home run for them. So those are my personal thoughts. Everything's subjective, so if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But you know, it is what it is. We're here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, and let your feelings out. If you don't like it, that's cool. Be constructive about how you say that you don't like it. That's cool. So I have no problem with people that disagree with me. So there you go. Scott Clark, yes, it was called For the World is Hollow and I've Touched the Sky. There's also a book. The Cloud, no, not, what the hell is the book called? There's also a TOS novel, which is pretty much the same thing as For the World is Hollow and I've Touched the Sky, but it's more of a larger asteroid thing, and they don't know they don't realize they're on it. Read it a few years ago. I can't remember the title of it now. But yes, there was a TOS episode. Taylor T throws in a $10 super chat, so thank you so much. That is awesome as well. I love Advance, as always. Great character development for so many people. Love the use of the cast. What were your thoughts about the ship at the start? Really liked it. I liked the design immensely. And we're going to talk about that on Saturday. That's what our Saturday video is on. So make sure you're subscribed and click the notification bell icon to all so you get notified when we upload that. And so you guys can check that out on Saturday, because that is our Saturday review, our Saturday episode. Just realized I'm covered in pug hair, but I'm always covered in pug hair, so it's not really an issue. Unfortunately, people have decided Discovery can do no good and just stuff in bad faith most of the time when they get rid of TV. When we get rid of TV like that one. When we get rid of TV, I don't know what you mean. But yes, a lot of people have made up their minds about Discovery and will not even consider the fact that there might be a good episode or they might be improving, which is sad. It's very sad. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $2. The Lorian behind the bar. Mourn would be funny. Didn't even notice that there was one, so... yeah, I enjoyed this episode. That's 3 for 3 this season so far. Just finished Star Trek Coda. Very sad story of that. Haven't read that yet, so. That circular saucer section was missing a piece of the front. LOL. Yes, it was very similar to, like the freighters that were in TOS, the TOS style freighters in the animated series and the remaster of TOS. That kind of that blunt front end, and also some facet designs. It's kind of reminiscent of a few different things there. So I like that. Change up the design a little bit. Just make them still feel like Star Trek. And why does this fucking Mirror Universe thing keep going off? Oh, puggins. It just keeps playing the same ones over and over again. It shouldn't be. What is happening? I'll just take it off. Shuffle then. Sorry, I get obsessed about my L-cars a little bit. Random Supergirl. Speaking of British and all that, due to COVID, they changed Lena Luthor's Irish origin onto a Newfoundland origin. The freak out was hilarious. It works though. Accents are similar. Oh my god. Changing things like that for those reasons. What the? Why? Excuse me a moment. I need to take care of this. Fucking YouTube insisting that there are ads on things now, even things that aren't monetized, which pisses me off. Ugh. I don't dislike Discovery, but I feel like it has become mere science fiction, fantasy than science fiction. That's okay, but it doesn't fit with the older Star Trek shows, in my honest opinion. That's cool. It's definitely a new flavor of Star Trek. It's more actiony, like I said, which is why this episode was a nice, refreshing change of pace, because it felt like fucking Star Trek. So, is Discovery getting new crew from the future? There's probably a few on there, yeah. There's a Ferengi behind the bar, so that would imply yes, because the Ferengi were not part of Starfleet when Discovery went to the future, so yes. Mirror Foley is trying to take over. Cisco became a wormhole alien space god. Spock died and came back to life. Star Trek has always been a bit space fantasy. If there was a crossover, I'd love it with Doctor Who. Oh my god, no. Don't do that. Doctor Who's too unrealistic and stupid. I'm going to be just going to say it. Doctor Who's ridiculous. So, no. Please don't cross the two. I know they did it in comic books, but no. Now it's an IT live stream. Yes. Why haven't they explained? Why haven't they explained what? I agree. Cray overacts. Yeah. Cisco was already half wormhole alien god. His mom was possessed by a wormhole alien. This is true. It's true. Timey, wimey, wobbly, wibbly, wobbly. Fleetpot says, I feel like Discovery is starting to get good. It still suffers from writing issues, but what Trek series hasn't had bad writing? Discovery has just had more of it. But the problem is there's only 10 episodes per season. So make sure your writing's on point. When you have 24 episodes a season and have 3 piss poorly written episodes that season, it's kind of forgivable. But when you got 10, there's no excuse for it. You need to focus and be laser focused on that shit and make sure that doesn't happen. It's just a fact. So. Thank you guys. I was going to say, Trek always had its fair share of unexplained. That's what keeps it engaging. I do really hope they end it this season. Me too. Good. We're reinitializing an EPS powered. That's important. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were disappointed with the burn explanation. I wasn't. I thought it was fucking great. It was very Star Trek. A lot of people disagree with me, and I really don't give a shit. I liked it. I thought it was good. Very unexpected, very, I wouldn't say realistic, but very TNG kind of vibe. Not a big baddie, just an accident, something that happened. It was fine. This one with this gravitational anomaly, I hope they do, as you said, stick the landing. I hope they do get an adequate, interesting conclusion to it that isn't going to piss a lot of people off. No matter what, they're going to piss people off. Wingsaber's here. I think this episode will age well, which is good for Discovery. Season 1 didn't age very well. Thank you, Windsaber. We need to hang out again, man. I miss you. God damn it. You even live in my town. At least I'm pretty sure that's him. Maybe it's not. Maybe he does have a different name. He's got a similar name, though, so maybe it's not you. Never mind. Go about your business. Jason O, I don't like the burn explanation, but it makes sense to me. They explained it well. Yeah, I thought it was fucking great. I loved it. So, there. You can't have that be a payoff for a 10, 12, 13 episode season, though. Same for this anomaly. If you're invested 10 to 14 hours into one story, the payoff can't be a kid's dilithium screams. I totally disagree. Why not? Why does it have to be some big fucking baddie that sent a subspace ripple throughout, subspace to destroy all dilithium? That just is a fucking movie plot, and it's stupid. Everybody complains that you shouldn't have a big baddie in Star Trek, and I agree. It should be scientifically based. And the fact that the kid was linked to the planet and his fucking parents died, and being a kid, he's emotionally unstable, and because he's linked to the planet, his anguish at seeing his parents dead, why not have it do that? I think that's a fucking fantastic Star Trek premise. I love that. I love that people are disappointed by it. It's what Star Trek's about. It doesn't have to be some big baddie. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't like it. I get it. Not everybody can like the same things. Do we have to continue bitching about it for the next however many fucking years? Probably, because we're Star Trek fans. However, I'd rather that not be the case. Just understand they were trying to do something different. They accomplished it. Whether you like it or not, it's what you got. So deal with it. It was good. It was an interesting take on it. It wasn't this galaxy-shattering threat trying to kill everybody with the dilithium. No, it was a fucking accident. And I love it. It was so innocent. I thought it was great. It was a good premise. I agree in general that Discovery is a bit better, although it was built upon all the problems that they're trying to retcon away. I wish they started season 4 without any reference to the past seasons. We may not see a resolution for the anomaly by the end of this season. This story could well run into season 5, and I'd be fine with that as well. One of the times I wasn't happy with the show was when... One of the times I wasn't happy with the show, but that was my own expectations. I can admit that. Cool. Scott says, social media age means people's reactions are more immediately heard and impulsively posted. It is what it is. Lesson is, filter it out and enjoy what you enjoy. Absolutely. It was a mixture of Stolen Earth arc, Pandorica arc, and some other stuff. Yeah, I dare you to come up with an original fucking idea. Every idea has been done. All the good ideas get recycled, and if you do it well, you can't tell that it's based on another idea. Everything's been done. I'm sorry, but in the history of mankind, the stories that have been told, everything's been fucking done. All these new movies, all these new shows, all these new things that you really enjoy, chances are they're based on something else. Maybe changed a little, obviously modernized, but it's the same shit. So unless it's a direct copy and paste, like the fleet at the end of Picard, it's fine. There's only a certain amount of ideas. You need to put a new spin on them. Every now and then you'll get somebody really creative that comes up with something fucking new, and it's great. But there's only so many ideas out there. I'm sorry. Especially for writers that are writing for TV. They really need to stop whining about stuff. I actually really enjoyed the whole season finale. The holographic education world idea was really interesting. Thinking about it, Spock's rebirth did the same thing. Spock was linked to Genesis. What happened to Genesis affected Spock and vice versa. Amen, brother. Amen. Well, that's stupid. No, you won't say that because it got you Spock back. Preach. I thought the explanation was creative, made better by showing Su'Kal normalized in season 4, standing on his own despite some still better towards him. I'm loved The line from him got me. I could see the anomaly evolving into something else for the next season, yes, or being a gateway for something coming through. That'll be the threat in the next season. Waiting for Strange New Worlds, kind of done with the season story arc. Yeah. On the Burn, it wasn't a bad premise, but I think it could have done better with that same premise. Peeps will never let it go, though. They're still complaining about Final Frontier. I don't really know why these shows are recently doing the whole destroy the universe thing, getting kind of old. The Anomaly actually has a name now, a DMA. Thank you, Sirius. True, I'm so sick of trillions of cop shows, nurse shows, and doctor shows. Yeah, they're all the fucking same too. So, just hoping season 4 is great, good, so I can wait. So I can't wait for the Blu-ray DVD to come out. Hezra says, I think there are some ideas that can be unique, not because they are new, but because they haven't been used for a few centuries. Yeah, those are very few and far between, though. I actually wondered if Sekal's line in the first episode was a dig at fans still complaining about the cause of the burn. Oh, very likely. There's been a few little digs back and forth in this season already. Hey Cap, have you seen Lost in Space on Netflix? I thought it was pretty good. Never a dull moment, never a bad episode. Usually only 8 or 10 episodes. I've seen season 1 and 2. Ozzy told me today that season 3 is dropped on Netflix now. I will be watching it. I'll probably watch it tonight. I've been watching The Expanse the last few nights, just in season 3, and digging it. So I don't know if I want to stop The Expanse to watch the last Lost in Space, because Lost in Space was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I don't know. But yeah, Lost in Space is fantastic. If you haven't watched it on Netflix, go watch it. But it's the same story as the Swiss Family Robertson. It's been done before. No shit. 25%. I love 25%. I'm laughing my ass off. Yeah. For me, series 1 was a bit. For me, season 1 was a bit. Was a bit me, but season 2 now have gotten progressively better. It's taken a while for the writers to figure out the characters. I like that Lost in Space show on Netflix. It's a fun space sci-fi. What are some of the other digs they've taken this season? The 25% thing. There was another one. There's been 3 that I've noticed or people have pointed out, but I can't remember the other one right off the top of my head. We were talking about it on one of our lives. But the 25%, yeah, Shields are holding at 25%. 25%, I love 25%. Yeah, don't hold your breath. So, I think that for TV, the writers have a lot of pressure to do bigger things, bigger threats, bigger fleets, end of the universe. I kind of miss the smaller, more personal stories. Wrath of Khan was just 2 ships. Scott says, but today's episode was an example of how well-realized characters like Saru, Tilly, Hugh, and Stamets are. Yes, totally agree. Totally agree with you, Scott. Season 6 of The Expanse is coming soon. Coming soon to a streaming service near you. It's Jericho, not really. They never actually get lost. It's lost in space. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Wingsaber. Escape to Witch Mountain has been done a bunch of times as well, but each time it's its own thing that's enjoyable. Book 9 and final of Expanse came out today. Hezraz, instead of know-it-alls whining about everything, being used to why they don't actually help and come up with ideas, lol. Exactly. I mean, there's a difference between saying, I don't like something, here's why, and this is what I think would make it better, in my opinion, as opposed to people that are like, I don't like that. It's stupid. The people that work on it have no talent. Oh yeah? Well, what the fuck have you produced? What have you done? What have you made? Sit the fuck down and shut up. I think someone said there are only 7 basic stories that can be told. Everything just rips off those. Yeah, exactly. I'm super excited for The Expanse. Kamina Drummer is probably my favorite character in any current show. Hezraz, says, it would be cool if they did an Expanse movie to incorporate the books that wouldn't be covered in the series. I haven't been reading the books, obviously, but the series is getting good. Yep. Alright. And then there are those guys who hated disco because the lead was a woman like Doomcock. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that's just bullshit. So. Anywho. So in summary, it's a good episode today. If you want to tune in for our live tomorrow, it'll be at 5 Eastern Standard Time, which is 10 p.m. in the UK. But yeah. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, but there probably is. It reminds me of Too Harsh, but true things my jerk boss once said to me: if you don't have a solution to the problem, don't bring it up. Yeah, have an idea or a reason that it's wrong, or a way to fix it, or how you think it could be better. I like the actress; she's good. Most of the cast is good. It was the writing and changes to canon that bugged the most. I don't know what you're talking about. Hezraz, and if you are not solving the problem, you are contributing. That was the second. Yeah, if you're not solving the problem, you're adding to the problem. Yeah, absolutely. Jason, it's funny when they call Trek woke, like it hasn't been vouching for civil rights since the beginning. As I said, she was a jerk boss. It would have been better without the stupid space monks. Yeah, the casts are great in Discovery, really high caliber of acting. I'm not sure if you're being serious or if you're being sarcastic there, Scott, but Adam Vera stopping in to say hi. By the way, I got a new car. Awesome, Adam. Very great to see. I see it in your display picture there. Cool. Jonathan, I like that they didn't leave solving the what was the big mystery until the end. The reason why I don't like the mysteries in the past was that they put it in the very episode everyone's it wasn't relevant to. If Discovery's improvement holds and Picard is improved the way I think it will be along with Strange New Worlds, it looks like a great run between now and next summer. Yeah. And Strange New Worlds, yeah. I like the changes to the Klingons. If Disco had retained the canon look and feel, it would have done so much better in the early season, in my honest opinion. Yes, the changes to the Klingons were unnecessary, gross, grotesque, disgusting, vulgar, uncalled for. Just fucking childish, because it was Brian Fuller's directive that the Klingons should have a new fucking look. Which they did kind of model them after the original design concepts for the way they were going to change them for the motion picture. But unfortunately, all the prosthetics were made, all the costumes were made, all the ships were designed when Brian Fuller left the project, so everybody was left with Brian Fuller's mess that they had to clean up. And, yep, there you go. Yes, acting was never the bad on Discovery, just folks projecting they don't like women. Scott Clark, serious. Most of the casts are excellent. Totally agree, man. Dave Thompson, good night, Captain. Good night, Dave. Some people seem to forget that TOS was almost canceled because of the interracial kiss. Star Trek has always pushed boundaries. People who don't see that are just not paying attention. The Klingons needed an update. They just went way too far. They didn't need a fucking update. They absolutely did not need an update. They didn't need an update. Why don't they update humans for the future? Why do you have to update the Klingons when you don't update the humans? That's just stupid. Eric Martin, hey Zora, the Discovery computer weighed in on the Zora weighed in on the anomaly yet? The Vulcan Science Council wasn't very helpful. I'm sure it has because it had all the data in it when Stamets was working on it, so you would assume that. I don't know. Scott Clark, it basically took them nearly 2 seasons to rectify Brian Fuller's madness. Yes. Yes. Many rewrites, many showrunners, many producers, all swapping in and out, changing shit on the fly, only being around for 3 or 4 episodes and then getting kicked. And that causes a lot of problems. Got loose ends to tie up that you never get to. You got storylines that go fucking absolutely nowhere. You got major like changes in direction of the feel of the show. Yeah, it's this fucking problem. So yeah. Now I feel like I want to go watch. I actually kind of want to watch The Expanse. Keep watching that. Maybe get around to Lost in Space soon. Actually, I really like Lost in Space though. What should I watch? I know people are going to say The Expanse because I should have watched it all by now, but I haven't. Lost in Space is just so damn good. But I agree about the humans needing an update. They are a very dull-looking species. Oh, fuck, I know, right? No update needed for the Klingons, but there should have been a mix of smooth-headed and ridge-headed Klingons. Bing, 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 bing. We got a winner. But not what we got. I did enjoy the enlargement of the Klingon language, though. I do wonder if they're holding off on bringing the 31st century Klingons until they're confident they can get it right. Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah, and how do you explain that in your own canon? Yeah, I read what John you said about Brian Fuller's involvement with the ship design process. It's a wonder what we got. What we did get was not worse. The design process for the Discovery was fucking awful. It started off looking really great. John did a fantastic job with it. And then every production meeting, producers would be like, actually, I think that it should lengthen those nacelles. Actually, I think it should go fuck off. This is a Star Trek designer that you're dealing with. Don't tell him what to do. But whatever. Considering that Navarro's arrogance made them think that they were forced to cause the burn, the reaction made sense. They are logical until their superiority gets in the way. Has anyone watched Arcane? No. Did the burn destroy subspace radio too? Would have been able to maintain contact? Don't know. It destroyed the listening posts though, so those were the relay stations. So watch Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I gotta watch that for sure. The Expanse, you said it first, LOL. Just watch DS9 and the Pale Moonlight. It's a fake. Arcane on Netflix was awesome, and the lead character is a redhead. Oh, sold. Boom. Signed, sealed, delivered. Got me. What season are you on in The Expanse? I'm struggling through it, but I'm in season 2. Lost in Space is great. I am just starting season 3 of The Expanse. Season 1 was fucking rough. Season 1 was not a good season for The Expanse. Yes, it was. Not really. Just didn't feel engaging. It got good near the end, but season 2 I think was better. But again, it's starting to kind of dip again. I don't know. Struggling through The Expanse. What don't you like about it? Not a big fan of the real world spacey shit. And a lot of it just seems like I can't stand 20 packs a day girl, whatever the fuck her name is, the Earth president. I can't fucking stand any scene that she's in. I fucking hate her so much. She's fucking irritating. But honestly, I mean, it's just, a lot of it just seems slow. The pacing's slow. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just I can't get into it. Season 1 was slow, but it gets better after that. Someone on Twitter made a good point about it's a fake. What did that how did that conversation continue? Explain yourself. Considering warp drives were damaged, subspace and TNG, a bunch of warp drives blowing up all at once probably didn't help subspace radio. If you don't need to know anything about Arcane, it's just 9 episodes, 40 minutes each. Well, sounds interesting. I got bored with The Expanse after 2 seasons. The acting was pretty poor. I'll disagree with that. 100%. Not the biggest fan of it yet, but I don't hate it, and the acting is not poor in my opinion. So, okay, I'm sure it'll introduce me to the world. I like that this season they are covering real current science theories better, although some of them are a little shaky. After that outburst by the Romulan guy, what did he say next? LOL, you have to admit he was suppressing those emotions. Without the suppression, he probably would have thrown shit around. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he didn't just radio to his peers that this was a fake. This was what they're planning. He also made a stop or two, I think, after he left the station. So why not fucking tell somebody? When he finally blew up, he had already been, like, I don't know. Wasn't 20 packs a day lady an admiral and beyond? Yes, she was. Dropping by to give a like, then catch up on this by jumping back to the beginning. I hope you enjoy it, Sean. Arcane's world is kind of steampunk, has science and magic. Okay, well, that's good to know. Escape pods, gear. I think I'll probably call it there, folks. But I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you watch our live tomorrow where we do the breakdown, because it'll be interesting to see how I feel after that. Whether I still think it's... Sorry. Let's just... This one too, this escape pod scan always has issues. It's weird. Squadra Course throws in $1. Thank you so much. You got the last super chat slot, I guess. Apparently the 20 packs a day lady is a lot more chill and likable than she is in the books, although she grows on you by the 5th season, but I still think she's an amoral jerk. I just can't stand her voice. Like, damn, woman. Relax. Alright, well, I'll call it there. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I might watch Lost in Space, actually. Pound that out, and then, because I was really invested in season 1 and 2, so probably go watch that. And yeah, I'll be more lives and stuff tomorrow, so tune in for those. Get to see more of this. I have a captain's log coming out about the basement renovations and the setup and stuff, so still not finished filming it yet because it's still not 100% done yet, but it'll be out sooner than later, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. That'll be on the Captain Foley personal channel. So if you are not finished, finish The Expanse, says Swin Saber. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say something, but... Oh, so if you're not subscribed to Captain Foley personal channel, click the link down in the description below. Head on over there and hit that subscribe button. So yeah, I do other stuff down, like I'm interested in more stuff, like Black Hole, Transformers, Sherlock Holmes, Swords, a whole bunch of cool stuff. 80s cartoons, G.I. Joe, you know, shit like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, head on over to my personal page on YouTube and click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. So anyway, guys, that's it for me for now. Hope you have yourselves a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.